Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a towing test with the new Ineos Grenadier. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Kenny Parcel team for loaning us the trailer. I'll explain more in a future video, but before we get into this video as well, link to my car buying guide. Let's just get into it. So quick rundown here, the Ineos Grenadier can tow just under 8,000 pounds, and that's with a bumper pull, and you can see that this is in fact a bumper pull that we got going on. And the Grenadier is actually somewhat easy to hook up. There are some quirks with it, so you can see the trailer brakes just go right in there. Because of the angle here of the rear, it does make it a little bit hard to get the pin in there with the receiver, so that is one thing to consider. The stock one wasn't even long enough for me to get it in properly where the pin is faced down with the weight and with the pin, so you might have to get an aftermarket unit for the pin just to hook up. That's what we had to use, just my friend's unit here, but not too bad. Now when it comes to this trailer, dry it's probably about 3,500 pounds, and I'm not going to go over every single thing inside of the trailer, but we've got quite a bit stuffed in here, including you can see the tires for the Land Cruiser, the Heritage Edition. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, so it's got some weight added to it. So what we're going to do here is once we get the rest of the stuff loaded up into the trailer, we're going to head out. I'll do a point of view drive so you guys can see what things look like from the driving perspective, and I'll talk about how the Ineos Grenadier tows. Like, does it have enough power? Is it good with stopping, and also just general driving dynamics? Because a lot of people complain about the steering with the Grenadier without anything, so add a trailer behind it and we'll see how it goes. Well, let's start with this towing test here in the Ineos Grenadier, and I can tell you there are some things that I actually really like about this when it comes to towing. One thing's on the exterior that I'll show you guys later that I discovered as I was kind of getting set up to leave. But first off, so far, what I'll say is it seems like it's handling the trailer really well when it comes to power and when it comes to braking as well. What I will say is it has like an air with the turn signal. I've got everything hooked up properly. This is an old trailer, so I think it's the trailer that's kind of glitching things out a little bit. Now, the steering that everyone complains about with the Ineos Grenadier helps out immensely when it comes to towing. It's because it's so light, and you know, it's very precise in the sense of you can really perfectly place it because there's a lot of turning angle in the steering wheel. It makes it so it's a lot easier to tow. This is, I think, one of the best tow vehicles when it comes to steering. Steering that, again, is kind of vague when, you know, normal day-to-day driving. It seems to be great when you hook a trailer behind it, because I feel like I can really place the Grenadier and I can really place the trailer as well. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, if you ask me. So that turn signal's fine. It's the other one that's probably glitched out on the trailer. That's good for me to know. I'm taking these super slow, by the way, because I still don't have the dimensions on this trailer memorized all that well. And then we also have the stuff I have loaded up back there. Like, some of it's a little bit precariously perched, so I'm trying to take the acceleration really slow as well so that I don't damage anything. But yeah, because the B58 that's under the hood has so much low-end torque, even though I am doing this, it's great. Like, look at this. Again, I'm putting very little pressure into the pedal, and it's just handling it so well. And you'll note that I am doing some steering correction here and there, but not a whole lot. And this trailer, we balanced it as best as we could, but you know, I would not call it perfectly balanced. So it is, you know, I'm having to work a little bit to keep the trailer where I want it to be. But again, it's not bad at all. Man, this is nice. Like, this is genuinely, when it comes to towing, Again, if that trailer was 3,500 pounds, I'm guessing we've added another, I don't know, we're probably around 5,000 pounds, maybe more. It's kind of hard to tell how much stuff actually weighs. I mean, some of those items in there are pretty dang heavy. Yeah, so here we go. Here's kind of like harder braking. Handled it really well. Handled it really well. Yeah, not slamming on the brakes, but still, you know, having to go from 40 something to almost a stop. See how it handles over the train tracks here. Not going to take it fast, that's for sure. I don't know if you guys can hear whenever the AC goes like full blast, it makes a very interesting sound. I'm going to turn that up one so that it calms down. What is that at now? Yeah, 72, that's fine. Yeah, so far, I mean, this is a nice drive. We're just about to get out of town here with the Grenadier, and I'm still impressed so far. Something that I also like about the B58 is how smooth it is. So I can be very smooth with my braking and also with my acceleration with this. So I can really control the trailer as much as I need, which I think is really cool. Again, because you have so much low-end torque and the 8-speed's really smooth, it's nice. Honestly, it's really solid. I'm super impressed with the power delivery. And I mean, I do feel the weight back there in terms of like you know, how fast this feels. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, if you've never been to Utah, crossing this bridge is going to blow your mind, because how Utah works is on the east side of the interstate, it's all developed, and then some areas on the west side haven't been yet. So it's like you transport into a completely different world as soon as you go on the west side. It's pretty interesting. So again, you guys saw, like, you know, normal suburban city, all that kind of stuff, and crossing the bridge here, boom, farmland. It's kind of cool. It's one of the things that I think is kind of cool about some areas in Utah, where it's like you get the best of both worlds. If you like the city stuff, then you've got that. The trailer was pushing me down the hill, by the way, a little bit there. But yeah, if you like the city stuff, you got it right there, and then you're like, ah, it's too busy for me. Boom. Right here, country roads. More than enough pasture. Now, I imagine eventually in the future, sadly, this will probably get developed, because Utah doesn't want to have farms anymore. And I kind of want to talk about this in a video. I think it's one of the dumbest things that Utah is doing is they're getting rid of a lot of their farmland, and so Utah's now like a net importer of food. Utah's not self-sufficient whatsoever anymore. So what that means is, well, if poop hits the fan, we're kind of screwed when it comes to food at this point. So hopefully they can at least keep some of this, because it's obviously, you know, it's pretty out here with the views. You get the mountains in the background and you get the fields and everything, but it's also, it's practical, right? It's very practical. I mean, look at this. We're not going insanely quick, so the speed limit's 50. I'm going to slow down here for the train tracks, though. I don't want to bump too hard over these. Okay, let off the brake. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I might have stuff fall over in the trailer, though. We'll have to see when we get to the final. But yeah, it's really... I'm able to be really smooth with the acceleration again, like I said earlier. I love that. Not bad. I'm trying to get up to 50 for you guys, and then I'll kind of... I think I've done enough driving to kind of get a decent impression with this towing. Just don't want to go too fast around these corners. Oh, I feel bad. There's people behind me and there's no passing for them. I can't pull off on the side either. I mean, some of these areas maybe, but it's also probably not worth it. And we are crossing a river. This is what this bridge is for. It's for one of the rivers here in Utah. That's why it's so lush and green in the middle of the desert. Okay, so it's gonna be, yeah, straight here for a while, so I'm gonna get up to 50. Again, look at that, super low RPMs. Like, this engine just has so much low end torque and it just really doesn't struggle. I understand this is flat terrain, but still, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the Grenadier's towing. It's, again, as long as you're within the capacities, it handles the weight well. Turning is super easy. Suspension handles it well. And the steering's great. Like, I was a little bit concerned about the steering being so vague, but not a struggle at all. Not sure about the whole light situation, why it's being upset about that, but yeah. I'll show you guys end clip. You know, after I get to the final location, I'll show you guys the cool thing I like about the door in the back, and then that'll sum things up. Hopefully you guys like this towing test. Let me know if you're impressed or not with the Grenadier. I know this is mostly flat, but that's kind of the roads we got today with this towing, is we're not really going up or down elevation too much. So we made it to our final destination. I had to back up with the Grenadier. I will say the backup camera and the mirror situation, not ideal for backing up a trailer. It was definitely a time-consuming endeavor. Now here's the thing that I love about the Grenadier. This little half door right here, notice how unlike 99% of SUVs on the market, I can still access the cargo area with the trailer hooked up. Because most SUVs, right, this other swing gate can't open that because it's going to hit into the trailer hitch. And then, you know, SUVs with a hatch, same thing, you're gonna hit into the trailer itself. So I can still access my cargo area. I think that's so cool. That's kind of like an unseen benefit, at least for me, with this. And so to summarize, for being a dedicated off-road SUV, this thing has done a really good job when it comes to the towing test. Again, braking, acceleration, turning, all that stuff was great. Backing up, again, was a little bit of a struggle because of the visibility with the mirrors. The mirrors are fine when you're driving around town, but again, trying to do that backup situation, it was definitely not ideal. So again, let me know what you guys think about the Grenadier after this whole towing test, but I think it did a really good job, and well, we're probably going to be doing some more towing with this in the future. I'll see you.